Okay, we're gonna let it fly. Hello, everybody. Dave Weigel, Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. Was it 19th, February 19th? Making a mental snapshot, mental note. I'm trying to hold the camera as still as possible, so it's not annoying for everybody. I don't know if I'm gonna actually post this, but I got some stuff on my mind I need to say, and I think it'll be helpful. You know what I love about what we're trying to do, regardless of the absolute lunacy going on in this world and in this community, is the goal. The fact that the entire purpose of the principles and being religious over them, and the truth and transparency machine, when it doesn't break for anything, when it always stands, it stops being about individuals and it's just about the principles, right? Are you being selfless, or are you really being disgustingly selfish? There's going to be a lot of people. I'm just sitting here and I'm trying to put myself in the right mindset for this stuff, considering the gravity of everything that's going on. For those that haven't seen recent stuff of mine, and I apologize to everybody that has, but I've gotten to know a lot of people over this last year, and I really take really strong interest in what they're telling me, and I study it and think about it a lot. And it runs the gamut, but there's a big chunk of people that just have so much going on, they can only see bits and pieces of this stuff. So I'm going to have to repeat myself a little bit. For those that don't know, I'm under attack, organized attack, in Connecticut, which has been now, Mike Volpe, I think, just dropped another follow-up article. I know there's more coming. It's a very, very big story, and as it should be. It is smoking gun evidence we have of the corruption between the courthouse, the judge, two dirty cops in New Canaan, Connecticut, by John Federico and Carlos Bredo, in conjunction with Andrea Taylor, I know, from DFS in Connecticut, and her supervisor, Mike. They all have the same line of complete horseshit that I'm not going to bore everybody with, because the articles are ironclad, and these are established journalists that are independent, that I absolutely know, if they had dirt on me, would absolutely post it. I mean, that would just be a smart business decision on their part. But yeah, it is also this psychological, phenomenon going on here. How many people believe? Well, people just believe what they want to believe, but they just don't know what they want and why. Jumping around a lot, I know, but I just need to get these things out of my head. I mean, what the principals have already produced is one of my favorite stories. Catherine Lester, right? Here's a woman, dedicated her life, jumped into the role of being a parent when her daughter could not be, and CPS got involved. and they stole her baby. They stole her baby, and they assaulted her brain. Anyone who's experienced this needs to understand that is an assault of the brain, which carries, in most cases, even lifelong, certainly long term. It's called complex PTSD. And for those that have not studied about it, really need to. It's all the same symptoms as PTSD, but there's three main, different differentiators. One is an extreme problem with relationships. So, how many people out there, if they asked someone that knows them, oh, is this person always in a fight with somebody? I think the answer is yes, or for a good 90% of us, right? Because the ones that have, this is what it is. It's science. But people are just so unaccepting to, I want to just look at facts. I just don't get it. There's no shame in it. I mean, it's logical, right? The human brain is not supposed to suffer this thing that has been ingrained in us for how many hundreds of thousands of years, this removal of your children. I mean, it's logical that your brain is going to misfire, be sick. I do not believe that science shows that it's not a permanent condition. You can get away from it. I certainly know the secret to my mental health has been helping another, which I know is very, very hard for people to see and believe, because everybody's got an agenda and everybody's chasing money. But what if there was just one place, one experiment called the Warrior Project that was just trying to do something different, make it an actual religion, whatever you want to call it, but just about altruism, not freakazoid, giving, not idiot giving, because then you're not really giving people. I think one of the worst things that we do in this country is give people money, okay? And now this has to be talked about because this all goes to credibility. For those that don't know, we lost our very high up person in the organization, Justin. He was only with us nicely for a short period. And I love the brother. I love him. I still do. Incredibly hurt. I mean, we have now no choice because he's been running his mouth all over God's creation because he's so knee-deep in his trauma. And then you're not going to hear it. But the thing is, all I want to do is do stuff that will make my children be proud of me. Not only now, more so in 10 years from now. If you know anything about the human brain, you know it misfires. All right? We've all gotten into fights and, was cocksure at the time. But after some settling in, maybe a little love, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more, blood to the brain, people are not accepting anything to do with intelligence or, mental health. It's a weird thing. I'm sorry if it's obnoxious, but yes, I'm most of the time, one of the smartest guys in the room, if not the smartest guy in the room. And that pisses people the fuck off. All right? I don't throw it in people's face. Anybody who really knows me knows I'm a goofball and I love people and I hate people at the same time too. Right? I love great people. I hate shitty people. Right? I have it on both sides of me. But not shitty people, really, because there's a difference between shitty people and shitty behavior. And this is why, I'm going to put this down there, guys, sorry. This is why we have this experiment going on with this behavioral change machine called the Wall of Shame and the Wall of Fame. And it's guided by these principles that we have. We look at everything everybody does. It's a efforts-based meritocracy, we say, right? That means the more you give, the more you get. And it's also off the basis of, helping another, mental health-wise, is just the number one thing that you can do for your soul. It's amazing more people don't do it, but it pisses people off because it shines a light on them in their life. And I think a lot of the vitriol and hate, it's all projection, people. I mean, this is psychology 101. I mean, it's, just take this apart here and add up, the things, who are we? What do we do? Yes, we have principles. We have rules for a great, great reason. They're producing results in an area that hasn't seen a lot of positivity for 35 years. On its face, what could ever justify some of the talk out there? I mean, somebody needs to just move up 30,000 feet and not miss, the forest for the trees, or trees and forest. I remember I always messed those two up. But we have real important work to do. And I want everybody to know, all right, we're not going to put up with the behavior that has led to people's failures in life, all right? Justin, he wanted to hold on to his victimhood. I was providing every solution to him, and it was very clear that he needed to stay a victim, which, love the guy, and, if it was anything other than the safety and well-being of his 4 children, it wouldn't have been the issue that it was. But we have no choice to now show you the actual meeting, okay? So that's what we do. We don't give people their opinion. We give them the evidence. We explain it the way a friend would who's not full of shit. Okay, so here's my whole thing in this thing. All right, you want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing? Very, very simple. It's a little bit of a experiment. All right, I've said kind of half jokingly, but it's not a joke. Right? At the end of my time on this planet, I want my tombstone to say, "Here lies Dave Weigel, one of the few not full of shit." That's it. Okay, you think about that. Think about that. But it's it's not that hard to do. It's really not. And that's also the experiment. The people that I love in this, community, good God, Christine DiMaggio, I know you got the new name, but I just know you got Aaron Farland, the 2 little angels. Weird, like we should know each other. I mean, we're so distant. Wall Street money manager that come from Wisconsin. It's hilarious. And I've got this real love with the family. They have hope, the daughter said. That's a wonderful thing to work for. Dude, I'm getting paid. Right? That's getting paid. It's actually the opposite of getting paid, because I'm doing very, very well for my clients. My clients are all up 23 to 33% last year, so it's making annual reviews with everybody quite enjoyable. 13th year in a row. There was only one fixed income mutual fund we could find on Morningstar of all 28 subcategories of fixed income in the low volatility alternative hedge strategies that I run. There's about 28 categories in the whole realm of globally in the world. And there was one fund that beat my results over the last 13 years, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7. We haven't audited beyond that, so I'll just mention those time periods. So over the last, when it was 7 years old to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so that's what you get where I'm going. So yeah, top 1%, because it's only the whole mutual fund category, and there are esoteric funds, private money managers that don't report their performance numbers that could have been being. There's some really, really brilliant guys. I love the way they think. It's just incredible, the level of chess they play. Anyway, I'm balancing these 2 worlds. So I stepped up because I knew I would be under the spotlight, and whoever took this role would be under the spotlight in this mangled way. I mean, we've all heard stories about freaks connected to the internet. Boy, do I have some to spare. And we're halfway between not wanting to give them any narcissist supply, and actually getting in a position now to just collect a lot of metadata and facts out there that criminals just are very, very sloppy. It's an obsession, it's an emotional thing, and the ability to push the envelope and cover your tracks is it's quite common, and these things will be done. But you have to understand, people. I'm also under attack because people know that I specifically can't go to the police. Right? I'm screaming. I'm putting forth a freaking ensemble to get in front of the FBI, and well, we report the truth. Okay, we report the truth, and I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't care what's thrown at me. If all I can do is stay focused on maintaining the principles, not having this place be one place not full of shit. That's it. That's it. And if shit's broke, have a religion about just knowing that. Telling the truth, being honest with people. How's that supposed to not work long term? I mean, this is just practical shit here. And besides the fact, it's good. You know, more people should want this, right? This is a good thing. If we catch and grow this movement, okay, who everyone wants to say it wants to be, you know, Dave wants to be, no, whatever. I'm really, really happy. What I would love to freaking see is all these haters and people that are, you know, pissed off about the attention that I'm getting. Join, okay? Just do your fucking thing. I'll support you. I want more and more people coming out there, but you've got to offer something, man. Like, we need this to work, right? Like, you got to take this apart here, guys. Here's the facts. All the people that are attacking me because of the project, is that helping? Is that a step closer to you solving your problem? Because the only way it is if I'm a complete fraud, complete, or some mastermind, you know, crazy person that has this ability to harm for no reason whatsoever, no pattern whatsoever, no gain, no connection whatsoever. Just gotta have to trust these people. I'm not bad. So listen, we live in a world now where hearsay doesn't have to be there. I mean, everything is recorded. There's a record of everything that we do. And we have AI to answer a lot of questions, which we haven't walloped the world with yet, because I want it to be science, and timing matters. No, right now I'm just dealing with the fact that I may actually sit here and look to claim political asylum and be, you know, mobile throughout the world, undetected, because I'm outside the sphere of this corruption ring in the justice system, in the Justice Department. I mean, this Connecticut thing is the mob. It's the mob. And the people of this world, and certainly of Connecticut, have a right to know the truth. Where'd you guys think the mob went? Just went to bed, went away? Of course not. They figured, what the fuck are we fighting with these lawyers and cops? We'll just be them. Ta-da. Ta-da. It's not that hard, people. But the question is why? Like, they're winning. You know, you look at and hear the shit going on in this community here, and everyone in this community supposedly has the same goal. Get a kid back. Get a kid out of harm's way. Fix the ongoing mental torture that will plague him or her the rest of their lives. Come in an acute care method and just change the system, right? If that's repulsive, you've got to look at yourself, right? If this is, the people either aren't here for that, need to not be invited here. I think they need to be revealed, and that's what we're doing with the Wall of Shame, okay? And this is why we have people that we have regular community watchdog organization. What does that do? That is, hey, we are an organization of our neighbors here. We're regular people. We're not professionals. We may be professionals in another world, but we see a crisis here that I know everybody sees, and we're not trying to take over the world, okay? Look at what we're doing. We're really, really trying to do the right thing on each and every single turn of this organization. But the reality is, there's a lot of shitty people out there. Justin was fucking shitty, okay? I gave that kid a job, one of the 5 jobs in this whole movement, okay? I would have taken him from one socioeconomic division to 2 classes to 3 classes higher. And that scared the shit out of him because he couldn't be a victim anymore, right? But when it turned into the fact, it's not an opinion change. They're after him in Stark County. They're after me in Connecticut, all right? There is not a 0% probability, they will be successful in arresting you. Now, what happens? That happens to me. My kids are 17 and 15, and my ex, I've never had a better relationship with her. I don't know if any married, divorced couple has as good a relationship as we have right now. It's awesome. To me, it shows the principles work. Okay? What's the big difference between what Dave Weigel is saying and all these other people? Look at those people. Do they have their kids back? Do they have 29 successes of helping other people have a material positive change? Monica Ciardi, did I save her from herself the rest of her life? No. Did I help get her out of jail? Yes. Did I show the world a template of how you can go into one of the most corrupt areas in the world and sit on our doorstep and put a picture of the fathead criminals that are selling babies and destroying lives and say, we know? And have these supposedly, dirty cops all over the place. The first two people to shake my hand after the protest were the cops. The third one was a punk who worked for the judge. And yeah, I guess it's not 12 people anymore, huh, buddy? I guess I got a little bigger audience since we last spoke. Yeah. All right, this is all part of how this has to work, how I can add value, all right? This is it. I'm just trying to lead by example. Now, shouldn't you want that as a leader? In a leader, right? Shouldn't you want his life, not envy it, not shit talk it? Shouldn't you, if he's offering training people pay a lot of money for free? Wouldn't the right thing to be to take it? This guy wants to back my career, or God forbid, offer to get my entire teeth fixed by a friend who knows a very famous football player. You know, that's fact too. So this horrible guy, Dave Weigel, as an employer, really has difficult facts to speak to from the other side. So what is that saying? Okay, he's in his obsession. He's mentally sick and doesn't understand. This is really bothering him because I believe his heart is, he's loved. He knows that there's a lot of love there. There still is. There still is. But Justin, you gotta be a fucking man, okay? Because the only thing that matters is safety of those 4 girls. You can be poor with me backing you anywhere. That's a simple decision, and fuck you if you don't like me saying it and saying it to the world, because what I'm doing right now helps those 4 little girls. It is easy. I'll still pay for you to fucking move. Even how much I fucking hate you right now, all right? To get those girls safe. Now, you gonna be a victim still? This is the test. These are the principles. You're gonna be selfish right now, especially since you made me do this, by the way, okay? You did everything you swore you'd never do, Justin. That needs to be on the record. And the good people of Aura Project know it. And Renee Haley, Christian Haley, I love you, baby. But, you gotta, okay, hun? Okay? Little girl just got here, all right? You haven't saved the world. You've not come up the ranks, okay? You're not coming in with equity, girl. So, are you important? Yes, you are, but you're not fucking more important than the other 18,000, okay? And stop hogging their time, okay? You're taking time away from us getting those kids back. So, zip it or get out, okay? And come back with a better attitude. That's how we roll here, all right? This has to work. So, what makes it work is complete discipline to the principles. They're not a Nazi thing. What are they? Be selfless. Help another. Tell the truth. Generally, do the right thing. Okay? But you're allowed to be sick. You gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the work. We lead you to you being your own hero. We don't do for you. Right? People are gonna get pissed that want it. Right? They want to be weak. They want an out. They want an excuse for why they are where they are. Hi, public figure. I knew what I was getting into. It's fine. It's fine. Just leave my kids alone. Leave my kids out of it. Right? That's why scumbags like the Sammartanos are fed into my AI system. Both Erin Sammartano and Jason Sammartano, along with key others, okay, Heather Bendel, Pete Arnold, okay, are fed into my AI system at my home because that is a valid, anyone who will understand the facts of the dynamics between me and those people, and who those people are, there's no way in 20 years, no way you're ever going to find out that I'm the one that's full of shit here. Okay? The facts, they're out there. And they're going to be collected. Because over time, lies don't stand. They just naturally get cut down. The force of the public ledger, that's bullshit here, that's bullshit. People have evidence of it. But if it's fucking true, right? You get hater. Sometimes they take down true stuff. A lot of people back down. You gotta understand, right? This shit is real. Like when people like, Sabritanos have cyber attacked me over 1,000 times in the last year. In May, it was 433. It printed out to be this thick. And what do we do principally? We posted warnings about a scam couple that have a scam of going to victims and saying, I'm a paralegal and my husband's a great leader. And they have 24 convictions. 24 times people have taken them to court, okay? And one where the judge said, you, Sammartanos, Jason Sammartano, Aaron Sammartano, you married couple, you must pay these people back who you stole from. These are the big fraud warriors that are warning you about fraud in the system. People, look at facts. Do a Google search. S-A-M, Sam, A-R, Samar, E-I-T-A-N-O, okay? Is this harassment? Absolutely not. You cannot harass someone with the truth, which happens to be a direct warning to a specific target community about a scam that makes total logical sense. Hey, stop paying all those lawyer bills, or you don't have enough money for lawyer bills. I'm a paralegal. By the way, New Jersey, 0 educational requirement to be a paralegal. You just call yourself a paralegal. That's fact. That's what Aaron Sammartano did. And she offered legal services without a license to Monica Ciardi. And Monica Ciardi knows this, but she's already got her own shit going on. And I know what evidence she has, and I know, what her opinion is, and if we have to call her as a witness, I really think she's not going to have any problem with it because she has her own issues, which I know that Aaron has refused to provide evidence back to Monica Ciardi that will help her get her kid back. This is months ago. She, I guess, didn't pay her bill, and Aaron's withheld her. These are facts. It can be confirmed with Monica Ciardi, okay? So this is the kind of stuff that is not harassment, because what this is data, right? These people are out there, and there's others like them that really know how to talk. 24 times. One question, math here. If 24 times they had to have the wherewithal, the guts, the money, the time, the energy, the language, the age. They went after a bunch of retired people in the Toms River community. Right? Hey, you got this home improvement business. Yeah, here's a $5,000 down payment. Okay, see you. We'll never see you again. Yes, that is Jason and Aaron Sammartano. We have mountains of evidence to support everything that we're saying, and people have to be aware. They're in Toms River, New Jersey, and according to the evidence there, Jason posted with a sliced up guy on a gurney, one of his many ridiculous threats. And get your head around this. He's an ex-convict who's done time for stalking. Jason Sammartano was in jail for stalking and harassment. Aaron Sammartano was arrested for stalking and somehow got it knocked down to disorderly persons. That is on her record. There's no less than 100 warriors that will swear an affidavit as to the complete criminal that Aaron and Jason are, that they know. But there is still a hell of a lot of people that truly don't know that have bought into this sham, this show on the internet of them. Look, people, we've got 24 convictions. you can't work on the books, right? They're going to garnish 100%. So they have to have a scam. They're going to go back and do what they've always done. Factual thing. 24 convictions, that's a lifetime of a career. The chances are you're going to continue that behavior, which they're doing. And they're attacking me, and they're working with, I can't believe they're so stupid. They've admitted it online. We have the evidence of the Alvarez's talking with Jason's and Aaron Sarantano. It's as clear as day. And that will be going here. Which just doesn't, I mean, it really opens things up here because, consorting with a known felon. I mean, if they found my stuff on here, then they know that we have history and evidence of these people, a slight degree of, research. And, if you do a Google search of someone's, Jason Sammartino, Google search, criminal record of New Jersey, right? That comes up on your computer. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. So that's the basis. So there's a lot of reality that doesn't connect here, all right? But here's the point, people, all right? How's this help you? Number one, okay? There's a lot of people still on the fence, all right? They don't like me for some reason, all right? Maybe it's a good reason. Most times not. But they're not sure. It's if you understood the level of disgust here. I mean, their abuse caused an innocent woman to commit suicide. And the details of that story sicken me to no end. A poor mother and father. She clearly had, mental issues. And she went back into the industry to help another. Oh, yeah. People don't know the real story, yeah. She bumped into Jason at Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. She bought a headlamp. It's a woman, 35, something like that. Didn't know how to put it in. Jason, who she got to know, in drug school, in rehab, in court-ordered rehab. So Jason knew these people are under strict rules never to have any interaction with anyone, any of the patients, ever outside. Jason knew this. The scammers know where a scam lawsuit can come from, all right? Look at his history. Look at how many lawsuits these morons have on everyone around them. And the fact that they're not arresting them or throwing them in a mental institution or prison is the reason that this Warrior Project exists, guys. It's the reason this exists. We just hit the nail on the head here. It's a bunch of citizens that see around the corner and have the balls, basically, to do what's necessary, do it smart, lead with your heart, be willing to take a lot of shit, like any warrior should. It's a different war nowadays. Requires different skill sets. Bravery is never not number 1 or 2. But there's a lot of brave guys out there. There's a lot of guys that are not. Those are the loudest. The loudest are the most cowardice. The ones that are all, hey, look at me. And not really here to do much. But clearly, hey, look at me. At their heart, they're cowards. What I do scares them. They know my life force is complete opposite. And they know the power of it, too. They get scared. They band together.